just released the new interface to the CaliberMind engagement scoring pillar. And I wanted to show how easy it is to use it to diagnose behavior for different groups of accounts that may be engaging with your organization. For instance, I want to look at a number of different cohorts that we're running through our ABM motions and see how they're kind of working together and if we're getting the traction that we really expected. So I've gone in and I've quickly filtered down to just these three ABM cohorts that I know that we're running at the company. And I can see the overall engagement that those cohorts are generating here at CaliberMind. And I'm now looking at it sort of by the different industry groups so I can see how they're kind of moving through time. And I can see that I was getting some pretty strong engagement all the way through October, November, bit of a drop off in December, and we're just sort of starting January's engagement here. The December drop off is a little bit interesting, so I want to investigate that a little bit more. So I jump over to the companies tab, and now what I'm going to look at real quick is for those individual cohorts moving through our system, how are they performing? And I can see that our pilot that we basically started that in July. It's performing okay, came up through November, and you expect to see a little bit of a drop off in engagement as you've kind of moved that group through and you're now focusing on your next cohorts. Tranche 2 did really well. They started a little bit warmer, and now they're kind of accelerating. And I know that we've generated attribution and pipeline from that group. But what's concerning me here is Tranche 3. Didn't start quite as warm. We kicked that off really in that October, kind of November timeframe, but it's really not launching at the same velocity that I'm seeing with the second tranche. So that's curious, and I want to understand a little bit more about that. So I jump over to my Explore tab, and here I'm looking at each tranche, and what I've done is I've actually started to look at it by the event type. So what tactics are being used, and which tactic is getting the most traction. And I see here when I compare tranche 2 to tranche 3, that whilst our paid social, that seems to be on track. DocSend's G2, that seems to be on track, given the lag between tranche 2 and tranche 3. But right here, email, we're just not getting the response in tranche 3 that we were getting in the pilot and tranche 2 for our email portion of our campaigns. At this point in time, I would sit down with marketing and our sales teams and start to explore further what's changed, what are we doing different, and what do we need to adjust to make sure that the next set of ABM motions that we've put into play don't have this same issue.